welcome to a new video. You can probably hear my dog snoring in the background. I feel like it's a little dark here. Not much to do about it. As you may saw in my last video, I am pregnant again and I wanted to make a little first trimester video. So first I wanted to say I want this to be a positive first trimester video in the sense of if you have a fear of getting sick or throwing up, you don't need to worry. I'm not going to talk about anything like that. The only thing that I will say is that I was nauseous throughout the first trimester, but I never got ill or sick, so it's safe to watch. And you can hear him snore. But I will also put a little trigger warning because, as you may know, I did have a miscarriage in my last pregnancy, and I made a video about it, talking about the experience of going through the miscarriage, and then I made a video about getting pregnant again straight after a miscarriage and all the emotions that I have. So this video is not going to focus on that. This video is just going to focus on my symptoms and yeah, how I've been feeling. Just in case, I'm sorry, I'm so out of breath. In case this is your first pregnancy or you're pregnant as well and you found it interesting to watch. I watched a lot of first trimester videos. When it's new for you, it's fun and interesting to see how other people are feeling and handling things, what's normal and not. I don't know. I really wanted to make one. I just wanted to mention that even though it's about my symptoms and how I'm feeling and this pregnancy, it has been affecting this pregnancy and how I've been feeling mentally throughout until now. And yeah, I will probably mention it, but it's not going to be the focus. So if that's difficult for you to hear about, this is your warning. But other than that, I'm going to talk about the symptoms. I just want this to be my honest experience. So let's start. So I like documenting, and I just wanted to go through the weeks, week by week, and then afterwards, or at the end of the video, I'm going to just summarize a little bit. So yeah, let's start with the beginning, from the beginning. So I found out the 2nd of September, 10 days before getting married, which was 10 days after ovulation, I thought. But after thinking more about it and being on the ultrasounds, I must have had ovulation a little earlier. But as I mentioned in my last video, there was just no doubt in my body. I did not think that we managed to get it done. We didn't think that we succeeded that cycle. So I was very surprised, but at the same time, not surprised, because when I woke up that morning, when I took the positive test, there was just no doubt in my there was just no doubt in my body. I just knew. I felt like I was hit by a truck. I was so exhausted and nauseous and everything. There was no doubt. And just from the beginning, which I was also last time, I was very, very nauseous and very hormonal and emotional, just so tired. It was a battle to be at work. Very, very tired, sleeping a lot after work, but not as much as last time. That was just next level, I feel like. But every pregnancy is different. But yeah, we're very tired, and during the workday, just my eyes were stinging, and it felt like we're gonna collapse. Had lots of cramps. It was awful to eat breakfast. All I could eat at work was salty biscuits and Pepsi, and I was very, very warm. So this was week 3, kind of the week that I found out. And next week, in week 4, I was less tired in the evenings and mornings, but it was just very, very hard for me to wake up and so out of breath and exhausted when I was working out. Just noticed so many changes early. This week also very weird to eat breakfast. Coffee and Pepsi tasted weird and I tried to reduce the coffee. I got the pregnancy confirmed at my doctor's. I was hot and cold and emotional, very weird taste in my mouth, and lots of anxiety at night, very, very scared to lose, and yeah, some back pain, headache. I really, really wanted chocolate ice cream. I was very emotional when we didn't have any, and yeah. Week 5, back pain, lots of leg cramps, and very, very hard to wake up. Very tired, lots of dreams and sleep talking. Generally a little better than the week prior. Not that nauseous during the day and not so tired during the day, but still, yeah, leg cramps, hard to sleep during the night, easier to eat. Some pain in my hips, and I had some sore nipples, and my throat was burning. I was taking ACG blood tests at my doctor's, and they had more than double. There was like 3 times. Yeah, the first one was 1,133, and then the September 9th and the September 12th, it was 5,604. So that was good, just to see if everything was going in the right direction, because I heard someone do that and I didn't do that the last time. And yeah, the tiredness came and went, and yeah, still very scared to lose the baby. Generally more energy now than the last time. Week 6, very nauseous, sore nipples, back pains, leg pains, just want pasta and salty biscuits. I'm drinking less coffee. Incredibly hard to fall asleep and wake up in the morning. Had a feeling with twins this week apparently. Headache, need to have salty biscuits and yogurts and fruits. I used some bands around my wrists to reduce nausea, and it helped. I could not drink coffee and I could not eat fish, nothing like that. Mostly pasta with cheese. Week 7, less tired during the day, less pain and nausea, incredibly scared to lose. Back pain, it was mostly the same as the last time. And as I mentioned in my last video, I wanted to wait with the ultrasound to around week 10, but I had to order one now because I was so scared and it was just affecting everything and my mental health. So yeah, workouts were difficult and different this time. I had my first checkup at the midwife. No, not midwife, at the doctor's. So I got my little health card for pregnant women. My test was fine, and yeah, I had some more cramps in my belly. My first ultrasound was 7+1 in week 8 at my midwife from the inside, and she thought I was a little longer on the way. It was reassuring to hear the heartbeat, but at least I got confirmed that something was still in there, but it didn't really make me so calm. I had a lot of tension in my body and headache, and I was worried something was wrong. I had massive pain in my head and neck, and my husband called the doctor, and she just saw right through me that this was anxiety and stress, and she really wanted to help me. So I got some conversations with her, cognitive therapy at my doctor's kind of, and it's been very helpful. So I'm very, very grateful for my doctor to take me so seriously and see right through me. I don't think that's normal at all. And yeah, she really wanted to help me to feel secure and happy and healthy. She was scared that I was going to be depressed and she wanted me to just be at my best in my pregnancy. And that's just, yeah, I'm so grateful for that. I mentioned it in my last video as well. She wanted me to talk to a midwife, but by the time I talked to the midwife, I was already pregnant again after the loss. And I didn't really feel like I was finished with that and that I got the help that I needed. But she, yeah, it felt really safe, and I felt really seen, and that helped me a lot. And I tried to manage my stress and to reflect a little bit more, and yeah, just having an outlet was very nice. And oranges, very hard to brush my teeth. This was in week 8, by the way, and I took a new blood test. I felt like I had more body and facial hair. So week 9, better appetite, exhausted and tired, but also I wanted to do lots of stuff, and I slept less during the day. Yeah, week 9 I was very scared to lose and very exhausted. My clothes didn't fit that much. Hard to sleep. Yeah, week 10, lots of cocoa, pimples, anxiety, mood swings, poorly sleep, very clear veins in my arms and my boobs. A little easier to wake up in the morning, not so nauseous, and some weird like itchy feeling. And yeah, it made me scared about the feelings that I had, some pain, very hungry, and scared to lose. My first 5K. Very exhausted in the weekdays from the morning off. A little better in the weekends, but lots of mood swings and interrupted sleep, sore boobs, clear veins. Have a bad feeling in my body, so I have probably lost the baby outright. And I feel bloated. And I feel like my belly is starting to show something is happening. I had another private ultrasound in the week 9, the 20th October, 9 plus 5. Okay, so in week 10. So they also felt like I was a little longer now. The baby was 4 centimeters and clear heartbeat. My husband was with me, and it was a very beautiful moment. I talked about it in the last video as well, but that was just so special to be there with him, and I felt a little more reassured because now I heard it 2 times and I actually saw it grow, and I was already further on the way than the last time. So that was a very beautiful experience, and it was actually pretty helpful. Around week 11, a little more activity in my belly during the night, and I worked a little bit in the nursery, drank a lot of orange juice, a little bit of workout, hard to sleep, and a little more energy during the night, but very tired early and in the morning. Week 12, more nausea, more food aversions, a little nervous, and I really would like another private ultrasound before the one on the hospital. And I contacted her and contacted the midwife as well. Salty potato chips, cramps in my legs, back pain, hip pain, knee pain, hard to sit in the office for too long. I had my early ultrasound in around week 14, and I just was so nervous, even though I felt reassured every time I was at my private ultrasound. If something had happened in between those 2 weeks, I just really wanted to know at the private one and not in the hospital. I was just traumatized after last time getting the pills there, and everything was just, I don't know, I just think that no matter how many private ultrasounds I would still need the one in the hospital to go well. I needed a good experience there. So, but yeah, I did. I went on another one the week after. So in week 13, yeah, feel nauseous by brushing my teeth, and my gums are bleeding. Headache, hormonal, knee pain, back pain, exhausted and stressed. It's hard to eat certain things, very sensitive, to foods and smells, but generally, men. I'm starting to talk a little bit Norwegian as well. Generally, I wanted food more and chocolate. So the 6th of November, 12 plus 1, ultrasound privately, and the baby was 6 centimeter. I saw the heartbeat and I could see the baby move inside, and it looked more like a baby. Yeah, that was beautiful. I was excited, and it was like just a weight of my shoulders. Yeah, I felt so reassured by that. And I called my husband. I was so happy he wasn't with me at that one. And yeah, that really helped. I wasn't that nervous for the 1 week after or 6 days after. And then I had my first midwife appointment, just to weigh in and blood pressure, everything. I felt a little bit depressed this week, and not just depressed, but how do I feel it? I've been feeling very heavy-hearted after, or depressed-ish after my miscarriage, and I had to be honest at my midwife appointment and say that I don't feel good mentally. I don't handle challenges good at all. I find it hard to look forward to this. I find it hard to look forward to anything and feel joy, because the negative things and the challenging things take up so much space. And she said that it seemed pretty normal in the stage of the pregnancy, but she took me seriously. It was a while since I've been at the conversations with my doctor. It's not going to be until December. So I was very scared to tell her that, because I'm very happy about the pregnancy, but it was hard and scary to feel attached. And it's kind of like I try to protect myself from it a little bit. And yeah, I feel the days were challenging. And she took me very seriously, and she said, "You're going back here in 2 weeks, and which is not really normal, but you can come back in 2 weeks, and we can see. I think that you will feel better, but yeah, let's talk then and see if not, we need to keep talking and find a solution to this." But I just felt, I didn't know if it was hormonal or if it was depression. I don't know. I think it's a combination of definitely lots of hormones, but also starting or getting pregnant while still in grief, and just the experience that I have. So I don't think it's something abnormal. I don't think it's something very serious, but I want to be at my best in my pregnancy. It was hard to take up that space, but that was something that I really needed to do. And she was so supportive, and I think it's scary to say out loud, but I think it's very normal, and that a lot of people who are pregnant can recognize these emotions. And she said that attachment comes in different stages and forms, and it will come and it will come. I do feel attached, and I do feel protected by the baby and happy, but scared. And yeah, the negative things take up a lot of space, and I'm very stressed. So I wanted to just talk to her about it. Still eating just a lot of potato chips and juice and cocoa. And week 14. Okay, so my last video. Okay, so my last video I filmed right before my ultrasound in week 14. I just didn't mention it, and I waited till uploading it until I was there, because I wanted to know that everything was fine. Because the last time I uploaded a video announcing that I was pregnant before that ultrasound, and then I had a miscarriage without knowing. But then it was just one ultrasound, and then 7 weeks later it was that one. But now I had many. But I just said something about, oh, it's fine, the baby's fine, I said. And I thought, if it's fine, I'm just gonna upload it. And it was fine, because I had just been at the private one, but I didn't mention the one in week 14, because I just didn't think. The reason I filmed before, it was just First of all, I had time then, and I just didn't think it was going to be so different. I didn't think it was going to be that different from the private ones, and I didn't think that I was going to feel that different. But let me tell you, that was just life-changing. I kind of wish I waited with the last video until then, but at the same time, I'm very happy that I didn't, because you get the real raw emotions. I got interrupted, so I'm filming the rest of this in the bedroom with my pregnancy pillow. So out of breath by going up the stairs. But what I was gonna say was that by posting that video, it gave more real raw emotions about how I've been feeling in this pregnancy after the loss. And even though I was definitely very relieved by the ultrasound, she went through everything, looked at the heart and the lungs and the brain. Everything looked so good, and I didn't want to ask in the beginning, but because it's not normal to find out the gender in the first ultrasound, but I asked and she said that she was pretty sure it was a girl. Just don't paint the nursery pink yet. Everything looked good, and we're going back in December. I was very relieved. I was crying and so happy. Afterwards, we bought some baby clothes and had just a nice time. I felt very happy and relieved and reassured by that. So that's why I thought maybe I should have just filmed after that ultrasound. But yeah, I just really needed that experience, and it was so good to see everything, and so good to know how how good I check everything. And I was pushed forward 6 days, so suddenly I felt like I was skipping a week. so now that I'm filming, I'm in week 16 or 15 plus 1, and everything is good. Yeah, I'm just very happy and grateful, and overall my first trimester has been I know that I'm very lucky that I haven't had any or many physical issues or pain. I haven't been ill, haven't been sick. Know that I've been very lucky, and that I gotten a lot of help and support. But mentally it's been very challenging for me and yeah, it's no joke to be pregnant, and it's very vulnerable to go through something, go through a new pregnancy after a loss. And I've been very scared, but I feel a little more safe and a little more laid back, trying to trust the process and take one day at a time. So yeah, overall I feel grateful and happy, but I'm not gonna pretend it has been easy. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm happy, I'm grateful, I'm looking forward to meet the little one, no matter what the gender is. But I'm glad it's a girl, because we only have one name, and that's a girl name. So it's easier. But yeah, suddenly I'm not alone in the house anymore. Lots of things happen, and we're soon going to go to a play. Yeah, I wanted to show you the bump, but it looks different in every clothing and every day and after meals and stuff. But this is how it looks now. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and feels a little weird ending this video in my bed, but that's how it is. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Bye.